What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. We are going to be doing a foundation wear test with the newest skin tint from Lancôme, but I also picked up the new concealer from IT Cosmetics as well, so I figured we could go ahead and try both of these out at the same time. So we're going to go over all the details. We're going to apply the products on my face, give it a good 10 to 12 hour wear test, and at the end of the video I will give you all of my thoughts on these two products. Now, I have already tested both of these out over the past couple of days, but I haven't used either one of them with powder or setting spray, so I'm really excited to try those out today and see what it does as far as the wear time, longevity, how it's going to hold up in my skin, and all of that jazz. But for reference purposes, I am 39 years old. I have normal dry leaning skin and I live in a very hot, humid climate. I am down here in Houston, Texas. Our summers get sweltering, they get humid, they just get sticky and gross, and I love a good skin tint in the summer. I like something that's going to be a little bit more lightweight, especially in the heat, but I want something that's going to hold up to the heat as well. So I'm really excited about this today. As always, I will have both of these products listed and linked down below in my description box, as well as everything else that I use on my face today to complete my look. So per usual, if you're ever curious about anything I use in any of my videos here on my channel, always check the description box because I squeeze as much information as I possibly can into that tiny little space. But without further ado, let's zoom in, get my hair out of my face, and get this party started. Alright, y'all, so my face is primed and ready to go. I just went in with my Velvet Screen SPF 50 from Ultraviolet. I have really been enjoying this as a 2-in-1 sunscreen and primer. I know it doesn't claim to be both of those, but for me and my skin, it really does work. It kind of mattifies, it blurs, it fills in the pores just a little bit, and it also gives me that mineral protection that I need. So I've really been enjoying this. I haven't had any issues as far as wear under any of my foundations go, as long as I let it sit and dry for about 10 to 15 minutes. But let's go ahead and dive into the skin tint from Lancôme. So this is the Skin Idôle 3 Serum Super Tint Skin Tint. It's going to come in 20 different shades and it's going to retail for $45. Now, according to Lancôme, this is going to instantly blur, even, and hydrate the skin for a dewy, healthy looking complexion that lasts all day. Its skincare infused formula reinforces your skin barrier with 3 powerful serums: niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E. It's going to deliver up to 24-hour luminous glow, instantly smooth and blur, control and reduce shine once applied. It's going to visibly plump and hydrate the skin. It's a non-sticky, non-greasy formula. It's crease proof. It does not settle into wrinkles or fine lines. And that right there was the piece that really kind of drew me into this, because I have deep craters on my forehead and it is really hard to find something that doesn't settle into those. Now, in all honesty, this does settle in if I don't powder it. I have only powdered it one time and it definitely sits a little bit better on my forehead with powder versus without powder. So I have not tried it with a primer or a setting spray yet, so we're going to see if that locks it down a little bit better. But I'm going to give this a good shake. I did pick mine up in the shade 16C, and I will admit this pulls very pink. I do have a cool undertone. I am very fair as well, and I almost thought this was too pink for me. I felt like I was going to have to return it for a different shade, but once I have it on, it's blended out and the rest of my makeup is on, it looks perfect on my skin. So just something to be aware of. You might want to go in store and swatch it out. But I also want to note the component on this. It looks suspiciously very similar to the Face Bond foundation from Urban Decay. Everybody was up in a tizzy when this was announced because it has the exact same component, which it is a L'Oreal brand. We are not surprised at all, but it does not claim to be the same foundation. That is a full coverage mattifying foundation, and this is a skin tint. And the one from Urban Decay did not work for me. I wanted it to so bad, but it was just a little too mattifying. It really kind of accentuated texture, dryness, the lines on my forehead. It found wrinkles and lines I didn't even know I had. But let's go ahead and apply this to the skin. So I'm going to apply it with a brush. I like to apply my skin tints with a brush because it gives me a little bit more coverage. So I'm going to start with the one half of my face. So I'm just going to apply a little bit right here, and you can see instantly it does have a very cool undertone to it. But like I said, once I blend it out and get on the rest of my makeup, it just really seamlessly blends into the makeup now, or into my skin. Now, this does have a fragrance to it. I can really smell it when I'm applying it, but once I have everything on and it's set down, I don't smell it throughout the day. It does have a very perfumey smell to it, so it's not a florally scent or like a makeup-y scent or anything like that. It definitely has a very perfumey scent to it. So just something that I wanted to note for any of you who do not like to have any fragrance in your makeup. This is going to have a little bit of fragrance. Now I do find that this is just a little bit buildable. You're not going to get it up to a full-on medium coverage, but you can definitely get it to like the lighter side of medium coverage. I do love a skin tint though, like I said, especially in the summer, so I don't mind the lighter coverage. But if you're looking for something that's going to have more coverage like the one from Milk Makeup or the one from Danessa Myricks, this is not going to be your skin tint. Alright y'all, so this is what we're looking like with the skin tint on the one half of my face. You can definitely see it kind of evened out my complexion a little bit. You can still see some of my redness poking through, my freckles and things like that, but it looks very natural on the skin. It feels very lightweight. It's not clinging to any dryness. It's not sinking into the lines on my forehead right off the bat. I didn't notice that the first couple of times I wore it until about the 7 or 8 hour mark, but like I said, I didn't have a primer on, I didn't have a setting spray on, so we'll see if those two helping products kind of help with the longevity of this. But I like the natural radiance that it has. It has just a soft glow to it, like a very healthy glow to the skin. It's not overly shiny. It doesn't look like I put a liquid highlighter all over my face or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the other half of my face. I will come back and we're going to dive into the concealer. So for concealer, we're going to go in with this newest one from IT Cosmetics. This is the Do It All Radiant Concealer. It's going to come in 26 different shade options and it retails for $30. And according to IT Cosmetics, this is the only clinically tested 4-in-1 serum concealer to plump wrinkles, conceal skin imperfections, hydrate dryness, and brighten dull skin. With niacinamide and hyaluronic acid, it improves skin texture and radiance for all day wear that won't settle into lines. So again, we have all those trigger words in there. It's not going to settle into lines. It's going to plump the skin. It's going to help with dryness. It's going to conceal. It's going to do it all. So I have tried this a couple of times and so far I do really like it. I don't not like it, but there's not anything about it that really kind of stands out to me. It's just okay. I have other concealers in my collection that I love a little bit more, that I reach for a little bit more, but this isn't one that I can see myself decluttering or anything like that, but I do still need to test it. I've only used it a couple of times, so that's just kind of the first impression vibe that I'm getting off of it. But I did pick mine up in the shade Fairest Cool 115, so again it has that more pinky undertone to it. I'm not a big fan of the applicator either. I don't like these little sponge applicators. They apply nicely, but they get really gross really quickly. They don't blend out or anything like that, so I'm okay with a doe foot, but it is one of those that just twists up a little bit, and you do have to twist it up quite a bit when you first get it. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit right here under my eye, in the inner corner, the outer corner, and then I'm gonna put a little bit like up on my forehead area, down my nose, anywhere that I want to just brighten a little bit more, especially since I have that skin tint on that's almost a little too dark for me. I know you can't really tell, but in person it can look a little too dark depending on the lighting that I'm in, especially if I don't put on certain powders and things like that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in these couple of areas. I'm gonna let it sit for just a couple of minutes and then we're gonna blend it out. All right, so now that we've been sitting for a couple of minutes, I'm just gonna take this Smashbox concealer brush and I am just very lightly going to press it into the skin, kind of blending it out and making sure that we don't have any harsh lines going on. It does melt into the under eyes really nicely. It does feel hydrating. Honestly, it feels just a little bit heavy upon application, so I feel like you really could go overboard with this one. And it does feel hydrating, but I do have other concealers in my collection that definitely feel a little bit more hydrating under the eyes, like the one from Colfi that I'm still testing out. That one feels so much more hydrating. Even the one from Gucci. I love my Cali Ray Hideaway Serum Concealer Brightener. Those are other options that I have that I really do like just a little bit more than this one. Like I said, it's not a bad concealer. It just doesn't have anything that's really blowing my mind and makes it stick out when I'm looking in my drawer and I have all these options. This isn't the first one that I'm going to reach for, but it does a really good job of concealing, brightening, kind of smoothing everything out. I don't know about the plumping aspect. I feel like that's something you would see if you use this every single day, so I am probably not the person that's going to attest to those results, but this is what we are looking like. So the face looks very natural. It looks hydrated. I do really like the finish that everything is giving, but I'm going to go ahead and throw on the rest of my makeup and I will come back and show you what the complexion is looking like. All right, y'all, so this is our completed look. I love the way it came together. It is very simple, but I am heading out the door for work today. So I will try and do a check-in about midday on my lunch break or something like that. But I will definitely see y'all later this evening for a final check-in. We can see how it wore and give you some of my thoughts. So I will see y'all later on this evening. All right, y'all, so I am back. It is the end of the day. I just got home from work. I'm about to go eat some dinner, then probably take a shower and curl up with a good book until it's time to go to bed. But unfortunately, I did not have time to do a check-in throughout the day. I stayed busy all day long, but I have had this full face of makeup on for about 10.5 hours now. And at the end of the day, I think the skin tint looks great. I don't think anything faded. Nothing is coming apart. It looks really good right here on my nose where my glasses sit. And even on my forehead, it's not sinking into my lines. It's not breaking apart. It's not accentuating them. I think the skin tint looks really good after a full 10.5 hour day of wear. But the concealer, however, I can't say the same for. I definitely feel like it didn't give me a lot of coverage, like right here in the inner portions of my eyes where I have a little bit more darkness going on. And then right here on my forehead, I don't know if you can see it, but it's almost like it clung and it didn't blend into the skin tint very well. That could be me, but I didn't have that issue before. I feel like it's kind of sitting funny. Maybe it has to do with the powder. I'll definitely have to keep testing it out and keep y'all posted. So concealer, not my absolute favorite. The skin tint I do really enjoy, but again, I feel like the shade range runs pretty dark and pretty cool leaning, so maybe something to keep in mind. I would definitely go into store and shade match at least the skin tint if you're interested in it. But overall, aside from those couple little hiccups, I do think my makeup looks really good at the end of the day. I'm impressed with the skin tint. I'm excited to keep wearing it, testing it out, and of course, as always, I will keep y'all updated on my final thoughts on both of these products in a future speed reviews video. But that is going to complete today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. Let me know if you picked up either of these two products, what your experience has been with them, or maybe they're on your wish list for a future purchase. I want to know it all. Let's have that conversation. Light up that comment section. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. And until my next video, have a good one. Bye.